So we'll make a start to the practice. Getting rid of any distractions. So it's nice to be able to put it into practice. You begin to notice how powerful your breath is, lowering your center of gravity. Simplest way to release and relax is with the breath. But it's breath with awareness. Giving yourself space and time so that you don't feel under pressure. And you're telling yourself what you're doing. In your own time, just move your head gently from side to side. And listen to any sounds. And then when the head comes back to center, you follow through with the breath. The shoulders come back and the breath comes down to Muladhara chakra, base grounding chakra. Take your right arm up and bring the left hand onto the mat and feel the stretch. And do the same to the other side. Look up under your arm. Do that twice more to each side. Just getting the body moving and notice. Feel the stretch. Notice where the body may be tight. And then let yourself come back to center and feel how nice that is. Following through with the breath. Clasp the hands at the back of the head. It doesn't have to be a tight clasp, it can be light. And relax your shoulders. You're going to exhale and just turn to one side and then the other. If your eyes are open, you may notice that you see just a little bit further behind as the body starts to relax into the twist. Nothing forced, nothing rushed. And then let yourself come back to center. When you've worked evenly to either side, and release the arms. Follow through with the breath. You've not completed until you fully exhale. You're going to stretch your legs out and then sit in Dandasana. Come towards the front of your mat. Have the hands to either side of your hips. Let your shoulders relax. You're going to float the arms up and then come into Paschimottanasana. But make sure you feel comfortable. Move and adjust if you need to, because the body may be tight. You're still warming the body up. Notice how that feels. Just give yourself a breath or two. And then come into Halasana, the plow. Bring yourself down, float yourself up. And notice, don't be in a hurry to let the toes come onto the floor. Just notice. You can support your back, just giving yourself a breath or two. And then when you come forward, support your back, sit yourself up and come into Baddha Konasana. Have the hands around the toes. Now use your breath, feel the lift, feel the heart lift. So you've got longer to take the breath down into the hips. Feel how nice that is. Let your shoulders relax. From this position, you're going to come into a squat. So take your hands back. Use the backs of the hands. Heels can come down, toes out. Sit the tailbone down. Now again, you're warming the body up. So you may have to move and adjust. Maybe the heels don't come onto the floor. So you've got the heels off the floor. Can you let the fingertips come onto the floor? Just feel the body working, move and adjust, listen to your body. And then in your own time, you're going to push away from the floor and bring yourself up. Let your feet come forward and then fully exhale. Sense the composure. That's a word we were using on Monday. Feel the composure as the breath comes right down in the body. You're going to come into downward facing dog. So come towards the back of your mat and extend the arms. Keep the toes tucked under. Can you feel the slope? Look at the slope from the wrist up to your shoulders. The shoulder blades are sinking into your back. Lift the knees and move and adjust. Because you may be in the shape, but you want to be able to find the posture. So eventually the breath will come down the back of the legs, out through the heels, and you'll start to ease into downward facing dog. If you want, you can move your head in any direction. Can you feel the tummy drawing back and up? Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Feel the thumb and index finger work for you. In your own time, you're going to look forward and start to walk your feet forward. Feet are hip width apart. Come into a forward bend. You're still warming the body. Notice, how do the hamstrings feel? Doesn't matter if the hands don't come onto the floor. Can you take the arms behind your back? Lengthen the arms and take the arms away from the back of the body and feel the shoulders rolling in towards each other. Lift alternate kneecaps and feel the shoulders relax. You can, if you want, bend the elbows and let the backs of the hands come onto the shoulder blades, just in between the shoulder blades, and then stretch the arms up. And then start to feel the shoulders roll forward, but you'll have to be patient with that. Encourage the crown of the head towards the floor. Very carefully release your arms, feel the release, bend the knees, place the hands onto the floor and step back into downward facing dog. Ease into the posture. Feel the release. Use that as a recovery posture. Notice the shoulders. They'll like that. They'll like the contrast. Using your breath. Feel the body respond to the practice. And then do that one more time. This time, walk your hands back. You'll need to take your weight forward again to feel the forward bend. Interlace the fingers, release the arms down, and then take them away from the back of the body. Now that will feel tight. So you can move, lift alternate kneecaps, lift and lower, move your shoulders. And then when you're ready to exhale, you'll feel yourself getting deeper into the practice. Notice how that feels. Keep your weight coming forward. And then in your own time, carefully release the arms. Let them come down. Notice where they come to. Bend the knees. And then very slowly stack your spine up, vertebra by vertebra. Feel the body open and feel the release in the shoulders. Middle finger in line with that side seam. Arms feel long. Sense the arch in your feet. So you're noticing everything. The quality of your attention is improving. Feel the warmth in your shoulders. You're going to bring yourself down onto the mat. Sit lightly in Vajrasana. And feel yourself centering. Remember that composure. If a word works for you, use it. The sense of balance. You're going to think about balance. Gather the energy around your body and bring it to the heart center and feel the connection. Create just the right amount of pressure so that when you come up, transfer your weight to the left knee and step forward with your right foot. Now, check, does that feel right? You can move and you can adjust. I'm checking my hips are okay. I've got all the energy is moving up that front leg and I'm releasing down. I've got a great slope on the back knee. So I've got space to move. Take your arms forward and then relax. Imagine the whole arms just resting on the energy around the body. Come forward and rest against your thigh. Let the back of the neck be long. Keep the arms straight from the shoulders. You'll see the stabilizing muscles work in the ankle and your foot. Notice that. Doing everything in its power to keep you balanced. Bring yourself back up. It keeps the arms long and sink down into your hips. Radiate from the heart center, and again, find the balance. You're going to come into a nice open twist. So I'm turning and I'm looking to my left arm. I'm looking to my left thumb. I've got that separate from the hands. My shoulders feel balanced. I can lengthen the right arm forward from the shoulder into the fingers. I can lengthen the left arm back down into the fingers. There's no real tension. Bring yourself back to center. Keep the stability through the front foot. Now notice the difference when you come into a closed twist. Your awareness will go to your right shoulder. That will feel tight. Try and keep the balance. Try and look towards your right thumb. Give yourself a point of focus. And then bring yourself back to center. Sink right down into the hips. Hand, fists, or fingers to the inside of the foot and come into a nice side stretch. Look up under your arm. Maintain the balance as you bring yourself out of the posture. You have to change the gaze. And then hand, fists, or fingers to the outside of the foot. Feel the stretch, you're looking up. Simultaneously, as you come up, you'll have to change your gaze. Now gather the energy and bring it to the heart center. Press the palms firmly together. Straighten the lead leg. Now wait a split second, come onto your heel and wait till it feels right. You'll have a narrow point to release from the floor. You can take that leg back and again, that composure as the breath comes down. Now notice your habits. Make sure you're not holding on to any unnecessary tension. If you are, let it go with the exhalation. Just release the arms down. Let the shoulders relax. Now, lengthen, center yourself, gather the energy again and bring it to the heart center and create just the right amount of pressure. This feels much fresher. You've refreshed the posture. Bring yourself up, transfer your weight to your right knee, step forward left foot. The foot may not be in the right position, that's okay. Move and adjust. Thousands and thousands of streams of energy. Notice, I can lift my hips up and I can sink down. I'll only go as far as the hips will allow. I'm not forcing anything. Take your arms forward. Keep them straight from the shoulder. And then lengthen. Rest against your thigh. Look down to your foot. Your head will come in the space between the arms. Look at the stabilizing muscles work. And then bring yourself up. Keep the arms forward and sink down into the hips. Feel the balance. Radiate from the heart center. And again, find the balance. Open twist. So you have a straight line from the heart center. Lengthen from the right shoulder down into the hand. Look to your thumb. You can lengthen from your left shoulder forward into the hand. Breathing, feel the twist. Notice your mind isn't going to any particular shoulder. Notice the difference when you bring yourself back to center and you come into the closed twist. You'll have to take action to make this as comfortable as possible. Give yourself a focal point. Look to your left thumb. Take it away from the fingers. And then bring yourself back to center. Now, compose. Feel yourself composing, sinking down into the hips. Hand, fists, or fingers to the inside the foot. Look up under your arm. Feel the stretch and then move. Bring yourself up. And then hand, fist, or finger to the outside of the foot. Feel the stretch. Float yourself up. Feel how incredibly light you are. Bring the energy you're creating back to the heart. Wait until you have the control. Straighten that lead leg. Come onto your heel. And you can take the leg back and you'll feel the breath come down. And notice how powerful the breath feels, taking away any stale or negative energy. You have the connection, the hands are in Anjali Mudra. Notice how simple it is to come into Dhyani Mudra. I don't even have to create a separation. I can just release the heel of the hand, thumbs stay connected, and I'm into a meditative mudra. And take 3-5 breaths to notice the effect of the practice. Enjoy. Notice the energy in Anahata. And again, notice your habits. Because once you're aware, then you can do something about them. Can you feel your shoulder blades sliding down your back, the spine in the center, rooting down to the earth, powering high up into the air, up to the sky, and beyond to the sun? And the huge shoulder blades releasing down either side of the spine. Come on to your hands and knees. So you've got your wrists underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. The back is nice and long. No tension in your neck. Hollow your back and lift your chin. And then that lovely, lovely high arch. Feel how nice that is. Look towards the navel. And just stay in this practice. It's very hypnotic if you're doing it mindfully. And there's a lot going on. You'll feel the bandhas engage, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and the tummy. Your awareness will come to Ajna Chakra. Opening up the body as you inhale, and as you exhale, body closing. And tell yourself that's what you're doing. Make it a mindful practice. After your next exhalation, bring yourself back to the neutral position again, but refresh. Notice I've bent the elbows ever so slightly. I can move the energy up the arms. I can release my shoulders. Everything's connecting the trunk of the body, where all the power is. You're going to take your right leg back. Now it's no higher than your hip. Engage, lengthen from the hip right down into the heel. Transfer some of the weight into your right hand and take your left arm forward. Place the hand on the energy around your body. Keep your neck in line with your spine. Now you're in the posture. Start to refine the posture. Inhale, move the energy up the right arm. Feel how light you are. Feel the tummy engage. Lengthen from hip to heel, lengthen from shoulder into the hand. Keep the breath going. Notice your habits. Do you clench your jaw or do you frown? Keep the energy flowing. Don't get in your own way. Next time you want to release, bring the hand down, knee down. Now feel the composure. Feel yourself centering. And then take your left leg back, no higher than the hip. Take the right arm forward, place the hand so the arm and the leg don't feel suspended in midair. Push away from the floor. It's a tiny, tiny movement. Refine the posture. Feel the space you're creating. Keep your neck in line with your spine. Lovely, lovely. Lovely concentration. Keep the eyes soft, particularly when you're concentrating. It encourages the breath to flow. And as you hold the posture, you have to work that little bit harder to keep the comfort in the posture. Replace the hand, replace the knee, and center yourself. Feel how nice that is. Take the bottom onto the heels, rest the front of the body against the thighs, and then you can extend the arms forward. But if you overextend, you will lose the control in the trunk of your body. So you want to be able to relax in that position. It's a two-way stretch. You'll feel your hips move back and the arms are forward and the shoulder blades sink into your back. Spread the hands, feel the connection, let the forehead come onto the floor. And immediately the awareness is to Ajna Chakra, working with intuition, knowing instinctively if something feels right. Breathe into the shape. Feel the body responding. Feel the space under your arm. And then in your own time, just slide the hands back. Let the backs of the hands come onto the floor, the elbows on the floor, the shoulders roll forward now. Again, breathing. You've not got the middle of the forehead on the floor, it's the hairline. So the chin is slightly tucked in. You can hear the sound of your own breath. It's soothing on the nervous system. But tell yourself that. Make it a mindful practice. Lift your head and feel the body opening. And sense the composure. Feel yourself grounding, centering. Get used to that sensation. You can create that whenever you want. You can come into certain postures at will. Create that sensation at will. It requires awareness. You need to be in the present moment. You're going to come into plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. So that's quite a strong practice. So heel of the hand, you want the middle finger in the center of the wrist to give even balance, and then stretch one leg back. Notice I don't have to lift the hips and lower the hips. I'm in the posture at will. Now I can move my shoulders, notice that. I've not lifted the hips and I'm not sinking the hips down. My heels are lightly pushed away. My kneecaps are lightly lifted. Slide forward on the top of one foot and then bring the other foot onto the floor. Lift your chin. Knees can be on the floor if you want to lighten the posture or keep the knees lifted. Now, push away from the mat with the hands. Can you feel what's happening up the front of the body? And notice where the awareness is, Ajna chakra. Now feel the release as you come into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Enjoy that. But notice everything that's going on. Make it mindful. Be in the present moment. Spend more time in the present moment. You're going to step forward with your right foot. You have to look forward. Bring the back knee down and come into a comfortable position. Not overstretching, but be true to your potential. Bring yourself up. Send the energy up that leg and sink down. Know how to move the energy in your body. Make it effortless. Use the breath in conjunction with the movement. You've got the right hand on the right knee. Follow your left hand round. Feel yourself coming into the twist. Now the back of the hand can come round the waist. You don't want your left shoulder rolling forward. Roll it in towards your spine, but release the shoulder blade down, sink into the hips. If your hand touches your thigh, put a little bit of pressure through the fingers to walk the fingers down the thigh. Take your chin in the direction of your shoulder. Notice I'm not pushing away from mine. I am pushing away, but my shoulder, I'm controlling. The energy travels up, then it releases down. I can, if I want, bring the arm long down the inside of my right leg. Breathing, but using the points of contact to increase the twist. So you've got time to notice. And then carefully release your back arm, bring the opposite hand onto your knee and come into the closed twist. Now this will feel tighter. Back of the hand can come around the back of the waist, or you can bring the palm of the hand to the outer hip. I've had to change my hand to the outside of my knee to give me the best result, to keep my shoulders. See with your mind's eye, are your shoulders relaxed? Breathe from the tummy to the throat. Use the physical contact. Use your connections. Eyes in the direction your eyes are working. Remember to sink down into your hips. And then bring yourself back to center. You're stuck unless you rest against your thigh, walk the hands back, the leg will follow you back, and then that lovely lift that you expect, and then the composure, the balance, the centering. And if your eyes are soft and your cheeks are soft and your jaw's relaxed, be delighted about that. because you're remembering to follow through. And if they're not, again, still be delighted, because now you can do something about it. Not creating blockages. Feel the energy moving in the body. Feel the power in your legs as you bring yourself up. Transfer your weight. Step forward, left foot. I'm moving, I'm adjusting. Doesn't matter if my foot doesn't come into the position immediately, because I know how to feel comfortable. I want to have a good result, so I'll create the right environment. Bring yourself up, incredibly light, and the lunge gets deeper, opening up Svadhisthana chakra. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm not just thinking about one part of the body. I can see with my mind's eye the whole body. Left hand onto the left knee. Follow your hand as far around as you can. Notice where the hand comes. The back of the hand may come to the middle of the back. If it touches your thigh, walk the fingers down the thigh. Now, I'm moving the position of my hand to get the best result. I don't want my shoulder forward. I want to roll. I have to consciously be aware of that. Roll it back, release it down, chin in the direction, eyes in the direction. Notice how soft my voice is becoming. I'm concentrating, I'm noticing, I'm making sure everything is right. Breathing into the shape. You've got time to notice. Notice your habits. Jaw relaxed. Tiny space between the upper and lower teeth. Space between the eyebrows. And then feel yourself come back as you inhale, and the opposite hand can come onto the knee. Follow the other arm round. If the foundation isn't right, if you've been holding that and the foundation doesn't feel right, you can adjust and then bring yourself into, because don't get in your own way. Create the right foundation. The foundation is really important. Make sure it's comfortable. Now, it depends on the amount of pressure you're putting. Notice it's not harsh, but if I want to increase the twist, I have to use the points of contact to make it a progressive practice. Breathing into the shape. Inhale and feel yourself come back to center. Follow through. This flows. You rest against the thigh, you walk the hands back. You can feel everything just flowing. And most of all, notice how long the exhalation's becoming. And you may instinctively be in Dhyani Mudra, cupping the right hand, left hand on top, thumbs lightly touching, closer and closer to the heart center. Sense the composure, balance, stability, and the energy. Notice it in the heart center. Take 2 or 3 breaths to enjoy that. Notice what the postures can do for you. Bring your weight forward, tuck your toes under, and bring yourself into a standing posture. And again, make sure you feel capable. Don't shortchange yourself. Follow through with the breath. It really is as simple as that. And then be amazed, you have more time because your breath is becoming longer. So everything is naturally slowing down. There's a rhythm. You can sense your own breathing rhythm. You can sense your body's rhythm. The earth has its own rhythm. You're going to confidently walk to the front of your mat. And then again, you have that sense of balance. You create that feeling. I'm offering suggestions, I'm using the words, you're hearing my voice, but you're the one that's having to do that for yourself. Notice, bring your feet together and feel the connection. You'll have to use the connection. Notice that you're not focusing on your feet. You will be focusing on the energy in the trunk of the body. The heart will be lifting, your shoulders are releasing. That is what's maintaining the balance for you. Notice that. You've got a much narrower point of contact. In your own time, gather the energy around your body and bring it to the heart center. Now, create just the right amount of pressure. Bend your knees, come into Utkatasana and take the arms up. I'm having to adjust to feel comfortable. I'm very lightly lifting my heels and then I bring them down. I'm not sticking the bottom out. I'm tucking the tailbone under and sitting into that imaginary chair. I'm lengthening. I can feel the energy in between my arms. My eyes are lifting. I'm breathing from the tummy up to the throat. Keep the breath going. And then in your own time, as you inhale, straighten. Feel how nice that is. Just before you come into a forward bend. Now, notice your toes all relaxed. Take your weight towards your toes. Encourage the crown of the head towards the floor. Again, bend the knees. Big step back with your right foot. You're coming into warrior one. Walk your left foot off center so that when you come up, your hips and shoulders are level, navel straight forward. Take your arms up and confidently know that your arms are straight from your shoulder. Lovely. Bring your hands together. Now, notice I'm moving my shoulders. I want the arms back behind my ears if I can, and then I'm relaxing them. So self-adjust, notice, let your eyes lift. You can lift the chin if you're balanced, breathing. You're going to come into Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. So bring yourself forward, wait till you've got the energy in that strong supporting leg, wait till you're balanced and the body's parallel to the floor. Breathing. So giving yourself time, noticing, Virabhadrasana 3, come onto the tip of your toe, back leg drifts up, toes are just releasing down. Use the connection with your hands. When the foot does come down again, find warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1, then lengthen over the lead leg and extend the other leg back. Now remember, you walked the left foot just off center, so bring it back to center. Can you rest against your thigh and bring the palms of the hands onto the floor? Notice I'm moving my hips. They're coming up and releasing down so that I can feel comfortable. I can be true to my potential in this posture. And I'll look to the front foot, I'll look to my back toes. I want to appreciate what I'm doing. Notice that. Big step back, come into plank, Kumbhakasana. Now come into the posture at will. Release your shoulder blades, neck's in line with your spine. Slide forward onto the tops of the feet and let the hips sink down. Use the energy moving up the arms and then release the energy down the back of the body. Lift the chin, eyes lift. Keep the breath going. Downward facing dog. Feel the release. And wait, take time to enjoy this posture. It's a big step forward with your left foot. Now, if your foot doesn't come all the way forward, bring the knee down, take the hands back, confidently walk forward and sink down into your hips. Be true to your potential. Let the back of the neck be long. And then, in your own time, step forward. Bring your feet together, weight towards your toes, hands together, up through the center, arch back. Bring the hands down through the center, bend the knees, take the arms back, float the arms up and sit into Utkatasana. Tuck the tailbone under. Imagine sitting on that imaginary chair and feel the release as you inhale. Come up, and then just before you exhale into the floor, feel how nice that is. Warrior one, left leg back, look under your body, you've got lots of time. Walk the right foot just off center, so when you come up, if the hands are on the hips, hips and shoulders level, navel straight forward, arms straight up, move and adjust. If you need more space, give yourself space. Can you bring the palms together? If that wasn't right for you, you're using Sapana Mudra, folding the fingers, crossing the thumbs, pointing the index finger. Gesture of releasing and letting go. And then Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Now wait, ankle, knee, hip, tip of the back toe. Wait until you're parallel to the floor and the back leg will drift up. Breathing. Lovely. That energy. And feel the connection with the hands. When the foot does come down, find Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. It's a posture in its own right. Get the stability, lengthen over the lead leg, slide the left leg back, walk the right foot back to center. And then can you sink enough into the hips to let the palms of the hands come onto the floor? Don't underestimate what you're doing. Look at your front foot, look at your back toes. Lift the hips to get that leg back. The hip works overtime to get the leg back into plank. Make sure you can release your shoulders. Slide forward on the tops of the feet. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Feel the energy. Lovely. Awareness to Ajna. Tuck the toes under. Adho Mukha Svanasana. No tension in the neck. Big step forward with your right foot. Slide the other leg back or bring the knee down. Make sure you're comfortable. Can you rest against the thigh? Giving yourself a breath or two. Hips will have to go back to give yourself space to come forward. Bring your feet together. Take your weight towards the toes. And again, appreciate what you're doing. Notice. And then in your own time, bring the hands together. The thumbs pass the energy centers. Gentle back bend. Bring all that energy back to the heart center. Now you'll feel the expansion. Take time to enjoy that because that won't last very long. Because your body and your breath are so efficient. Be amazed. Also create some space between your feet just before you have to. And if you thought you were relaxed, notice how much more relaxed you are now by giving yourself a tiny little bit more space. The breath will respond. The temples will soften. You're not working as hard. Notice your breath. Again, there will be an expansion, but you'll be focusing more now on the exhalation. The composure, the balance, the stability. And you're not in a hurry to move. Comfortable in your own body, comfortable in your own space. But just before you have to, let the practice go and bring yourself into a comfortable seated posture. Now again, if I'm suggesting that and you think just before I do that, I want to lengthen my back, I want to massage my back, You have to do exactly what feels right for you. It doesn't detract me from the practice. I don't know how you feel. Always remember, if you've worked at something, working hard at something, take time to enjoy the results. You've got lots and lots of energy in the body now. Good, strong, positive energy. And you can feel the movement, the fluid movement. Your body's still, you're sitting quietly. But notice the movement. You've been working from the inside out. You'll sense the corners of your lips turning up. You're not sitting with a big grin, your heart's lifting. Shoulders releasing, breath coming right down to Muladhara chakra. That's what you expect. If the eyes are closed, just begin to blink your eyes. What do you see? How do you feel? Your inner environment and the external environment connecting. Bring your hands onto the mat and you spread your hands. You feel the connection. Push very lightly away from the floor. Send the energy up the arms, and it's up to you to release the energy down the back of the body. Feeling connected. It's important to feel connected. And then bring the hands to the heart center, knowing where the true center is. I give my best, and I let the rest be given to me. I give my best, and I let the rest be given to me. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Have a great